What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Post-Gazette Pirates YouTube channel. Noah Hiles here, coming to you from Bradenton, Florida. Pirates beat the Yankees 9-1 on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. As always, I've got my three takeaways. First one, feels like every time this guy's on the mound, we got to talk about him. Paul Skenes goes 4 complete innings today, allows 1 run on a solo homer. But aside from that, he looked really good. Ironically enough, something maybe to note, first time he's ever started a game in this ballpark in spring training. Just a rare thing that kind of shows how quickly Paul Skenes has progressed to where he is now. A year ago today, the guy hadn't even pitched in the major leagues, and now he's one of the game's top arms. Still had yet to pitch in this ballpark in a spring training game, unless you count the spring breakout game, but in a scheduled spring training game, this was his first one. He talked about that, thought that was cool to note. A lot to like from Skenes. I think we saw a little less of the new stuff and more of what we already know that Paul has in his bag. The 4-seamer looked really good. That accounted for 3 of his 5 strikeouts. The splinker was thrown frequently. I thought the slider looked good, although it wasn't used a ton. But my big takeaway from Skenes here today, he was locked in. He was competitive. You could tell that he wanted to go out and, maybe he wasn't working on new stuff as much as he was out to dominate today. I don't know if that had something to do with the Yankees lineup or whatever else it might have been. But it seemed like he took things up another notch. There were a couple moments that stood out to me, one of them being where he had a call challenged and the challenge was upheld, the call was upheld. He gave a little glance back to the Yankee dugout, and Derek Shelton talked about that after the win, saying that, that's one of many reasons why he loves Paul Skenes, that he just doesn't really have an off switch. He's on 24/7, and he's got that compete mode going 24/7. So a lot to like from Paul Skenes, 70-plus pitches. I believe he threw 74, I want to say off the top of my head, 74, 75. It was the most a Pirate's thrown this spring. So keep looking out for him as he continues to build up for year 2 in the big leagues. Second takeaway, Billy Cook, a guy who hadn't had a lot of success at the plate so far this spring, has had a lot today. A 2-hit day, including a solo home run. It was the first run the Pirates scored in their win. Also got hit by a pitch, or actually didn't get hit by a pitch, I should say. Took a foul ball off the hand and then reached on a walk later on that at-bat. But still, 3 really good at-bats. The fielding's there with this guy. It's just being able to put that offense together. Derek Shelton said he's encouraged with the swing changes Billy Cook has made. And we saw a little bit of that today, but we're going to need to see a lot more of it moving forward. I mean, this is a guy who is a very good fielder, someone who I still think has a really good shot at making the opening day roster because of what he can do, not only defensively at first base, but as a reserve outfielder, one of the better defensive outfielders in this organization. He's just got a hit, and if he can have a really strong finish to spring training with the bat, I like his chances just as much as any other utility guy when they're considering those who to pick for those 2 final roster spots. Third takeaway I have involves Ji Hwan Bae. Another multi-hit day for Bae. He's got 10 hits so far this spring training, which leads the team. DJ Stewart and Joey Bart are 1 behind him with 9 apiece. A pair of doubles today for Bae. One of them was a traditional Ji Hwan Bae double where a ball bounced off of Anthony Volpe's glove, the shortstop for the New York Yankees. He hustled on over to second, turned a single into a double with his wheels. The other was a natural double, and that's something I kind of mentioned to Derek Shelton in the post-game press conference, saying how this is a guy who seems to be barreling the baseball more. He's got 3 doubles this spring. He's got a home run, so 4 of his 10 hits are for extra bases. The wheels are still there. He's still making flashy plays in the field, but we knew that stuff was going to be there. You wanted to see Ji Hwan Bae starting to hit the ball more solid, hit it with better contact, with a higher exit velocity, and I think we're seeing that a little bit. Derek Shelton agreed. He says he likes the changes Ji Hwan Bae's made this spring, and those were necessary changes. This is a guy who I don't think has a huge part in this roster as far as how it's constructed right now. If they were super high on him, I don't know if we would have saw the moves like Adam Frazier and Emmanuel Valdez made this offseason, but this guy can still play himself onto the Major League roster at some point. Maybe not opening day roster, but still could play himself back into the big leagues because his game's translated to AAA, just not to the game's highest level. So those are my 3 takeaways. Pirates are off tomorrow, Wednesday, I should say, because I don't know when you're watching this. But no game Wednesday. First break in Grapefruit League action since games since competition started. They'll be back in play on Thursday. They head to Fort Myers to take on the Twins. Bailey Ober versus Bailey Falter. First start Falter's made since Monday, March 5th, so it'll be exciting to see that the left-hander get back in action. Didn't have the best outing his last time out against the Yankees. I'm sure he'll be hungry to clean some stuff up and look better this time around. I'm Noah Hiles. You can check out all of my work at post-gazette.com. You can also check out Andrew Destin's work there as well. And hit that subscribe button to this YouTube channel at PG Pirates if you haven't already. We'd greatly appreciate it. That's all I've got from LECOM here today. Pirates win 9-1 over the Yankees. We'll be back Thursday, I guess, with another game recap.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you watch this video on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. For all of the sports coverage the Post-Gazette has to offer, visit post-gazette.com.